Hey guys, I'm Coach Becca here and welcome. Today we're going to do a 15 to 20 minute body weight, core and mobility focused workout. So you don't need any equipment today. You don't even really need a lot of space. You don't need to have shoes on, but you're welcome to if you're in a public gym setting. Yeah, and we're just going to jump right into it today. We're going to wake the body up with some inchworms, just a nice way to kind of stretch things out, see how things feel, whether you're bringing a lot of energy to the table or a little bit of energy to the table. So go ahead and reach down towards the floor, bending the knees as you need to, and then walk your hands out. We're just going to hold here in a brief plank position, and I just want you to stretch out your toes from the ankles, and then walk yourself back up. And we're going to do that 3 more times. So reaching down, bending the knees as needed. Just walk it out into a plank position. Give your ankles and toes a little stretch. Walk it back up. Perfect. 2 more. Let's really think about our breath on this one. Maybe feel where your body's carrying a little bit of tightness, a little bit of stress. Push those toes forward. One more. Inchworm walk out with a little ankle extension, a little toe stretch. Good, and you can just go ahead and bring it down to all fours from here. You can keep the toes and the ankles bent. And we're just going to empty ourselves of air. And then inhale for cat and cow. Let's do 5 of those total. Empty. Inhale. Try to get as much mobility through that spine and neck as you can. And don't feel like you have to rush this. You can always hit pause. 2 more. One more. Wonderful work. And from here, we're just going to push up into a downward facing dog. So hands go just slightly outside the shoulders. You're going to push your chest down. And what we're going to do is just stretch one leg at a time, pressing one heel towards the floor while we give our upper body that nice lat stretch. And just breathing in through the nose and out. Just about 30 seconds of these. Just stretching everything, getting a little mobility worked in, slow movements, really just checking in. 10 more seconds. Pedal those feet out. 3, 2, and 1. Very good. I want you just to walk your toes up towards your hands as you're able to, and then slowly come up. Really nice. One of my favorite mobility stability drills is the single leg reach. Since we're kind of targeting endurance athletes, so you don't have to be an endurance athlete to be benefiting from and enjoying this workout, we're going to add also an overhead extension in, okay? So just kind of tying the upper body to the lower body and just connecting through the core and forcing a little bit of coordination there. So I'll show you a couple options for that. And you can just pick which one works best for you. What you're going to do is reach overhead is you make a T shape, and then you can stand up here, and even better would be if you could swing that leg through and balance. Some of us might need to actually have something in front of us, like this table here works, to hold on to. That's just fine, okay? So pick what works best for you. And then if you want to add in like a run-specific movement, you could do an alternated where you're reaching forward with one arm, kind of an eye socket, hip pocket deal, okay? So we're going to do 8 per side, just one set. Pick which variation works for you today. I'll try to show them all, but let's do 8. So we'll do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Not all of them are going to be perfect. especially if that body's tired. 6, 7, and I'm just going back and forth between the versions I showed, as you're welcome to. Or last one here, you could just be doing all of one version. There's 8. Okay, let's try the other side now. Here we go. And it's perfectly normal if one side has maybe a little bit better stability or feels more or less tight. We're going to reach up for a 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Cool. Nice job. All right, let's take care of the hips a little bit. We're going to do one of my favorites, which is kind of a 2-part sequence. We're going to do like a wide child's pose, or sometimes I call this frog stretch. And start with your arms in front of you, and you're going to rock back and forth. So you might need your hands more here. Just kind of find that hand placement. And for the next 30 seconds, and you can pause where it feels good, but your feet, you're going to try to put those together, knees out wide. And just rock front to back. And you might want to hold the front or the back of the stretch, but try to inhale and exhale with the movement. 15 more seconds. And then we'll take this into a glute bridge with a similar kind of setup, which will be great for the glutes and core. Really try to open up those hips, which are tight, whether you're an endurance athlete or not. No matter what gender, stage of life you are in, sport you play, hips and shoulders, typically we just need to pay a little extra attention to. Nice job. Okay. Feet together, knees out, laying flat, and we're going to do 30 seconds of bridge ups. And same concept as before, just exhale and inhale with the movement. For 30 seconds, we'll probably get 12 to 15 reps in. Halfway. We'll take this right into one of my favorites, and a lot of you guys probably can already guess what it is, the dead bug. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay. And it's time for dead bugs. So you're gonna maintain that position on the back. Now, you're gonna start with your knees 90 degrees over the hips and your arms straight up. This is our start position. We always come back to this position. Now I'm gonna extend my right arm overhead as I extend my left leg down. These two appendages don't do anything. Okay, we bring it all back together, and then my left arm and right leg go out. Bring everything back together. Okay, right arm, left leg. Left arm, right leg. And we're going to be here for the next minute. Inhale, lengthen, exhale, close. This works a lot of things. Of course, coordination, as a lot of you are probably feeling. Hip extension, overhead extension, so shoulders. Core stability. Really nice work. 25 seconds to go. We are going to do another set of these because they're gold. So if you feel like, oh, I'm not getting this, don't worry, you'll have another chance. You could also hit pause, rewind. And we're going slow, no matter if you've done these a lot of times or not. This is a moderate exercise that has a lot of benefits, and going nice and smooth and controlled is the most beneficial. So kind of like timing it with your breath. Wonderful job. All right. I want you to bring it forward, and we're just going to stretch those hips out again. Okay, so knees out wide, grasp the toes if you can. You're just going to pull yourself into a nice hip stretch here. Slow your breathing down. We're just going to take a little time to work on our flexibility. Of course, flexibility, mobility, and stability are kind of like a triangle that we want to train all of those things. Mobility, I kind of define almost as joint strength training. And you need those things to have a nice, stable foundation for your fitness routine. Otherwise, your strength training and even your cardiovascular training can run into some serious roadblocks. All right, after a nice little hip stretch, let's go back to those dead bugs. We're going to do the same thing, 60 seconds of dead bugs. So we're also kind of getting a benefit of core endurance too, giving this work to rest ratio and interval duration. All right, 30 seconds. Here we go. Right arm extends, left leg extends. Everything comes back together. Left arm, right leg. Notice how the appendages that aren't working, they stay in their neutral position. They stay home, if you will. Nice and controlled. Inhale, exhale. 45 seconds to go. Last set of these. You can feel those hips really opening up as you go into that extension. Same thing with the shoulders maybe. If you're feeling tight or sore in the shoulders or hips, you might even feel those areas, just if you're experiencing or under a lot of fatigue or just maybe lack a little bit of mobility or flexibility there. And that's okay. 15 seconds to go. Inhale, exhale. You're really just choosing to take care of your body with this routine today, laying a good foundation. And I'm really proud of you for that. So thanks for taking the time to do that with me today. 3, 2, and 1. Nice job. Bring it up. All right. We're going to go back to a little bit of this is probably more in the strength bucket, but I also categorize it as a really important stability and form drill, particularly if you run or even if you hike. I feel hikers get a big benefit from this. Of course, if you don't do either of those things, you'll also still benefit, as it's really great for your legs and balance. So you're going to start with your feet together, maybe up at the top of the mat or area you're working in. You're going to lunge back and then stand in balance. Okay? And we're going to do a total of 12 per side. So lunge back, try to touch the knee to the ground if you can, but don't force it. There's 1, 2. Great exercise to add weight into. 3, if you would like to. 4, 5, really good for the quads and glutes. Halfway at 6. So it really complements that single leg reach to balance that we did earlier. Let's do 4 more. 3, 2, and 1. Same thing on the other side. There's 1. Taking a big enough step back so that you don't feel crowded in your lunge. 2, so the shoulders, hips, and knees all stack up. 3, really try to pull that knee up high. 4, you could add runner's arms in if you'd like. 5, we always love that. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, good tempo. 11, and 12. Really nice. And now I just want you to spread the feet out nice and wide. Interlock the fingers behind you, and we're going to stretch out the hamstrings, the lower back, and get a nice shoulder, upper body stretching as well. 30-second hold here, so a little bit of flexibility here. Slow your breathing down if it was elevated on the lunges. And if your hands can't come up that high, that's all right. Let me show you from the side what this looks like. 15 more seconds. 10 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Relax. Nice job. All right. Bring it back to the floor. We're going to challenge the core just a little bit. We're going to start with V-ups. This is one of my favorite exercises to do to build core strength and maybe even a little bit of core power. We're going to start with the arms overhead. Level 1, I want you to come up strong, lower down slow. Level 2, both legs at one time. Up strong, down slow. Okay? So you can alternate legs in level 1 or both legs together in level 2. And we're going to do sets of 10. We're going to aim for 3 sets of 10 with a rest in between and some stretching. Ready? And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Very good. Okay. I just want you to cross one leg over the other. grab the leg that's kind of the one being crossed over. And we're just going to spend 15 seconds stretching the hips out in between our sets of V-ups. That way our core can really recover and we can work on our hip flexibility, if you will. Switching sides. Cross one leg over the other, grab behind the knee, 15-second hold. By now the heart rate should have calmed down, those core muscles should have recovered, and relax. All right, time for our next set, second set out of 3, go into 10, and begin. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Good. Go ahead and relax. Now we'll stretch out the lower back, kind of crossing the leg over similarly, but you're just going to let that leg fall to the side. You can either grab that opposite knee and pull in if you'd like, or leave the arms out. And just try to breathe into that nice rotation stretch. Great for the lower back and spine. Try to keep both palms on the ground. If you need to bend that knee, that's fine. Slowly bring it back up. We'll cross over to the other side, lift the leg up, let it fall to the ground, bend the knee if you need to. You can grab if you'd like, or just go ahead and leave everything out. Breathing into that stretch. We're going to do one more set of those V-ups, and we're almost done for the day. Bring it back. All right. Here we go, arms overhead, last set of V-ups, let's work hard here, and 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Nice job. Beautiful. All right, so I want to work on a little bit of rotational work. Rotation is important in terms of from a strength perspective and from a mobility perspective. Once you lose that ability to rotate, a lot of negative things can happen. So we want to stay on the positive side of sport and maintain our ability to rotate and also build strength in all of our rotational muscles. So do some rotational mobility for the hips and then some rotational core work. So let's do that rotational core work because it sounds more fun to end on mobility. So let's get that rotational core work out of the way. It's a classic. It's not super complicated. It's just a plank with a rotational reach that you can either do on the knees, like so, or on the toes, like so. So we're going to do this for 60 seconds. If you need to come down to the knees or take a little mid-set break, that's totally fine. Also, if you have some wrist flexibility issues or limiters, you can try this on the elbows. The rotation will be a little bit more challenging, but you can if wrists just kind of hold you back a little bit. So we're just going to do one set of 60 seconds to work our core rotation and our core endurance. Starting in 3, 2, 1, begin. I'll show level 1 here and then work up. You do want the knees and the feet to be about shoulder width apart as you rotate and reach up. Okay, and here's level 2. Nice smooth tempo. Don't need to rush on this one. If anything, if you could really breathe into the movement, it would be really nice. All right. 30 seconds. Really nice. 20 seconds. Remember, just a little hip rotation after this. You can keep those eyes on the ground or up on the hand as you rotate. 10 seconds. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Very good. All right. Now I'm just going to step up from here. If you'd like to use a chair for this last exercise, you are more than welcome to, because it's not a stability exercise, it's a mobility exercise. Okay, and I'll show you this from a couple angles. This is our last exercise of the day. So if you need a little support here, what we're going to do is bring the leg up, rotate the leg out. So that's just part one for our rotation. Then from here, while we're facing forward, we're just going to try to tilt the ankle almost so that it lines up with the knee. And I almost prefer when people hold on here, because it's really easy to let the hips out of the job by dropping that torso, and you might feel yourself doing that. This is a lot of work on the hip, okay? So up, out, rotate, and then you kind of just bring it back to where you started. So if you're kind of practicing that with me, great. Let's do 3 official. These are called hip cars, just standing hip cars. Up, out, keeping that torso strong. Rotate the hip back. You might feel a little pinch there in the pocket. That's fine. Here, go for number 2. Up, out, rotate. I know it's tough, especially if those muscles are really, really tired, or if you haven't done this move before. Last one. Take a deep breath. Push yourself and try to really keep that leg up. Good. It's easy to drop the knee and drop the torso. I'll try to show you this from another angle as we switch sides. I'll show you this way. Here we go. Remember, we're done after this. Demonstrate first, and we'll do 3 together. So you're going to come up, out, try to keep the knee up, try to keep the torso up, rotate, come back down. Okay, so let's try 3 after that kind of practice one, feeling things out. Here we go. I like to inhale here. Hold that air in. Rotate. Leak the air out. Bring it all back together. 2 more. Inhale. Anchor the breath. Rotate. Rotate times 2. Leak the air out. 1 more. Up. Out. Good. I know these are hard. Good. And relax. All right, it took us a little bit over time, so really this is like a 22.5-minute workout, but not super challenging per se. There were moments where you should have pushed yourself, but really what we were looking today is to just improve our awareness of our body, improve our mobility, stability, and flexibility, while also improving our core strength and body strength for our sport-specific movements and activities of everyday life. And that's how we can classify this workout as functional. So thanks for tuning in today. Hopefully you feel invigorated to go out and do other exercises, or maybe this is your wind down routine, or maybe this is just all you had capacity for today. Good job getting it in. I'll see you guys next time. Thanks for joining me. Don't forget to like and subscribe, as well as letting me know what workouts you guys are looking for in the future, so I can keep the channel going and know what my audience needs. So thank you guys so much, and we'll see you next time.